Are you looking to acquire a domain name? If you miss one of these 5 steps, then you may never have a chance. Hi, I'm Chris Zeichert, and today I'm going to reveal our 5-step acquisition strategy. So the first step is this, is that you need to decide on a domain name, right? Easy, right? But what is that domain name that you want to acquire? Is it for your brand? Is it a sub-brand or an extension? Is it for a marketing campaign? Or is it just brand protection, right? Set the domain and why are you trying to acquire that? The second step in this process is determine the type of the owner. Now, I talked about this in an earlier podcast. There's 3 types of owners of domain names. There's the corporate owner, there's the investor, and then there is the personal owner. Now, each of these is going to look at that sale in a different light, in a different manner, and you have to approach them in a different manner. But it's important to determine the type of the owner of the domain, or the type of the owner who owns the domain that you're trying to go after. Step 3 of this process is determine the value for the domain name. Now, this is not just the obvious, right? So the obvious is, what's the market value for that domain name? Are you even in the ballpark, right? We have people come to us with making offers on 2-letter domain names that are in the 4 figures, right? Not even in the ballpark, not even close, not even in the same galaxy. So determine the value, the market value for domain name. The second part to this is that determine the value that it's worth to your company. Now let me explain this, okay? Each domain name has a return on investment that it's going to give your company. So is your brand going to live, is it 5 years? Is it 2 years? Is it 10 years? Is it 100 years? Right? What's the return on investment you're going to get from that? From email security, from branding, from positioning, from leadership, from SEO. Go through and try to put a number on that return on investment. And that'll help to kind of gauge the market value to the value that it's worth to your company, not just throwing out a figure as far as, hey, what you can spend or what you feel like spending, right? But you really understand the value that it has to your company. The 4th step is to negotiate and get under contract. Now you're thinking, okay, great. Hey, Chris, this is easy, right? I'm just going to go out and throw a number, and they're going to come back, and it's going to be quick. But hey, listen, that's not reality, okay? You have a strategy and know how you're going to go into that conversation, right? What's your starting price? How do you want to escalate? How do you want to move up? What's your ending price, right? So back to step 3 there, determine the value. But negotiate and lock it in. Now, there's many deals we do. Sometimes we do a deal without a contract, right? It's through an escrow process. It's pretty simple, depending upon the size of the domain. But often we use a contract and make sure that contract has the right verbiage in it that protects you and protects your purchase. And if you're the seller, obviously it protects you also, right? So make sure you have a contract to lock it in. The 5th step is transfer the domain name. Now listen, nothing happens till you cross the finish line, okay? And so you have to set yourself up to transfer that domain, make sure both parties know what they're doing, and make it as smooth as possible. I'd be surprised that how many times this actually does get caught up in this stage. It can last, it can last weeks, right? Make sure you cross the finish line and you transfer the domain. Make sure you know the process that needs to take to make that happen. Okay, that's it. That's our 5-step strategy. The process that we use. Make sure that you plan for each of these just to ensure that you have the greatest likelihood of acquiring your power domain and the perfect domain for your brand. Hope you enjoyed these tips. If you're not yet subscribed, hey, please do so to my channel, my YouTube channel. Also follow me and reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you. And for deeper dives, go to chriszeichert.com and to mediaoptions.com.